Hi, I'm Cortney, and one thing you need to know about me is that I love camels, like this sculpture of a two-humped camel from the Asian Art Museum of San Francisco. The camel stands in a regal position, rearing its head back with mouth wide open. We can easily imagine the camel bellowing out loudly as it readies to charge ahead for a long journey. Did you know there are two kinds of camels? Dromedaries are one-humped Arabian camels, while Bactrian camels like this one are two-humped camels native to Central Asia. I especially love Bactrian camels because they are the pack animals that helped daring travelers, including monks and merchants, journey along the Silk Roads in the distant past. The Silk Roads were a network of maritime and overland trade routes across Afro-Eurasia that reached their peak of activity from the 10th through the 19th centuries. Notable travelers like the Chinese diplomat and explorer Chaffin crossed some of these routes as early as the 2nd century BCE. Known as ships of the desert, Bactrian camels could travel great distances without water and easily traverse harsh and dry desert landscapes. As the most important animal for trade and commerce along the Silk Roads from the western regions of China through Central Asia, it is not surprising that Bactrian camels were often featured in the art of these regions. In China, during the Tang dynasty, which lasted from 618 to 906 CE, sculptures of Bactrian camels were even made specifically to be buried with the dead. The Asian Art Museum camel is a dynamic example of one of these Tang sculptures. During the Tang, wealthy people were buried in multi-chambered tombs furnished with an assortment of sculptures in the shapes of animals, like Bactrian camels and horses, figures, and guardians that could provide a familiar resting place in the afterlife. Let's take a closer look at the Asian Art Museum camel. The Asian Art Museum camel sculpture stands in a majestic stance with his front and back legs parted, right legs in front of the left. The camel rears its head back, opening its mouth as if he is bellowing. In between its two humps is a cushion and a travel pack, and the camel carries a few items for trade along the Silk Roads, including a small white pouring vessel seen under its front hump. The camel was sculpted from clay and coated with different colored lead glazes called sancai in Chinese. Sancai means 3 colors and was popular in northern China from the 600s to the 700s. Because lead is toxic, it was not used for everyday objects. Instead, it was used to color funerary objects like trays and vessels, as well as sculptures of figures, horses, guardians, and camels, like the Asian Art Museum camel. The camel is colored in a rich amber glaze with cream accents, while its pack is defined in a luscious green that seems to drip down the camel's body. Notice how on one side of the camel, you can see that the amber glaze also drips down the body and especially the front right leg of the camel. This is part of the sancai style or aesthetic. It has a modern feel to it, as artists had creative liberty in how they applied the glaze in sometimes spontaneous ways. The amber color is achieved by adding a mineral pigment made from iron to the glaze, while the green is derived from copper mineral and the cream is a transparent glaze. Sancai wares were fired in a kiln twice. First, they were fired at a high temperature to harden the clay. Then they were glazed with sancai and fired at a lower temperature to bring out the richness of the colors. Sculptures similar to the Asian Art Museum camel can be found in museum collections across the world. They stand in striking poses, and some even carry travelers or a band of joyful musicians, recreating life along the Silk Roads in the distant past in the vibrant hues of sancai. The next time you have a chance to visit a museum, I hope you'll have the opportunity to explore one of these extraordinary examples of Tang sancai sculpture for yourself.